our ornithologist, Dave Pearson. What is the name of this bird that we're going to ask them about now?
This is called a chestnut-eared aerosary, Pteroglossus castanetus.
In Quechua and Shuar thinking, many of the birds are believed to be omens of death. They feel the sadness that's going to happen when somebody's going to die, and they feel a kind of compassion. Their very sad cry and their movements communicate to the people that someone in the house is going to die. This is one of many that do that, and I'd like to ask Pedro Andy and Elodia Dawa to reflect on this and tell us about it. Kay napo yaku parti ima shuti chi kuiling.
Tara kuiling si.
Tara kuiling.
Tara kuiling.
Imas nara uyaching pai.
Tar uyaching. Chimana tara kuiling.
Yeah. Kango na bobo na sa parti.
Kancing kakakuiling. Kaitaga kakakuiling.
Yeah. Imas nara uyaring.
Nakonchiray ko kuna tapia siya pa ka. Piria. Waka kang ya.
Waka.
Aron na wanyo na tapia siya sa waka nga na kay tapia isikyo ang tapia kuiling. Kakakuiling.
Yaki na ita.
Da ruya ibi pa ga ruya ramay chari siya ka sa piria nya. Piria punda ya ga ruya ramata ga.
Kutiri kucing imas nara pure. De
Kana ruya ramay chari siya mi kana salta siya ga piria digang ya. Ito kuiling. Tapia minigan siya.
Tapia.
Sini apa chasna kan masih pak waka gang ya chasnanya chisyak kayan jis chisyak kayanya chisyak to yariung manang salala tak nya chichung eskale runa timpu wanyung kiking wasi wanyu na ibiga chiga kana wasi pungui shamusha mi uyari setianga kana ishamusha chishuko na wanyu na ibi chasna kana guna muiri kana orang ni kuna muiri gan ashkaruna shamusha bilari na ibi Paiga chuaray kuchakaran bitari siya kanta may sa wakang. May kas na ali, chas na ramay ka syuktadang, piria kainang gaya pay tari kupiga.
Dari pay chupisco cierto roko ko na ninong waka mana waka pisco chang yanga mana waka chung la puring mana waka ni pay una che nya runa una sina nya dasle wanyo dina tuguk per pay ganya. Mana sambaya siya wasi pungguman manan churing machi wasi huwan na piring siya wasi punggul yar puring anin siya to wasi punggul yar wakas siya to wakada inja siya wakas siya mana sambaya ngamin niya kunga wanchi siya adikuk piga kunga iwaka siya muku yang anin kaibi runa una siya mong garaw periku siya niya may bi catching garan runa gunar kaya piring siya pa siya na puring ni syuk tasalta siya syuk masal syuk pali kamari siya Sinapuri salta sinaras pudi siya alpayamo mani manya di mangga hangsa le pisik mituk muni makay si nasir wanyo naruna may kang wan na siya mana ya chajing ning kung gay man daw wanyo garaw mikay sina niya kantang ning macha ko mikani to kung garaw niya tas wanyo garaw pay niya sil imatuno is wanyo garaw pay ya ko yar mangga di usina ime spay niya wanyo garaw tas pay niya ya chang niya tas chiray pay niya palya kiring pay runa wanyo garaw palya kiring ni pay ya kiring siya wakang ning runa wasa siya mo sa pay ko intalyar wakang garaw na uto
to kang chito yakpi kambas la kiring
Ari, nya chan tukun sining nya wasi pungula siya nakanta dia tu nya chen yukan si wasi mi wanyung garanong nya wanyung garanong si o bien karya siya wari mai siya wow nas piwas nya wasi hukuman tu nya. Ari.
Su experiencia charingicha? Na ko kang kwenta i.
Yuka lakiring man ni chito siya ro na wanyung garanong ni siya. Chin yuka tias kay bichas na ya pakanta dia la chiga pisho wanyung garanong ni siya yuka. La kirisha tierra de chino canche carretero punta le tierra show mama guna casi familia más de Osvaldo y Llanes niska chiri que pai wanyura waira shinana wanyura.
So we've just been listening to Elodia Dawa and Pedro Andy talking about the chestnut-eared aerosary. Its behavior, according to them, is that usually doesn't sing a lot, but sometimes it comes near the house and begins to cry. And when it does this, it feels the sorrow of what's going to happen. And if it's singing a little bit farther away or crying a little bit farther away, then it may be a neighbor. But if it comes right up to your house, then it will be someone in the house, and it feels the sorrow of the loss of the person. So it is really crying, not just making a noise that sounds like crying, but in Luna thinking it's really crying. And so when people hear that, they also feel sorrow. And oftentimes, if many people are going to come to the wake, it's jumping around, and each different place where it sits and cries seems to be a different place in the wake, that it's feeling the sorrow of many people. Don Pedro says it cries until it's hoarse, and its throat gets sort of thick from so much crying. Dave, on that particular Araceli, that kind of calling behavior in which they're normally more silent, and then for a period of days or all day long they begin to make this sound. It's also a different sound.
Cipai tarni ciga yang ga puriu sha micita casanya ci wakau sha ga ciga piria waka gau ya pai wakau sha.
The tar call is probably a group communication to keep them together. They often are in groups of 4, 5, 6, or 7 together. That calls a common call to keep them together, a flock contact call. And they will switch to many other calls depending on territory, time of year, breeding, trying to attract the female. And I suspect the bouncing around especially is probably the males that are going into a different call note that's very different from the other calls they use to attract the females. We know that most birds have a series of different types of calls and songs that actually communicate different things.